Once you know there's a problem, you need to fix it.
Homeowners in the Salt Creek neighborhood in Pueblo County say they are owed hundreds of dollars in property taxes. They recently learned they were classified as living in a flood zone, but their neighborhood, that is on a hill. They reached out to News 5 Investigates, and tonight our Allison Zimmerman is getting answers about how this happened and when they'll get their money back.
So when neighbors reached out to us, they had a lot of questions, mainly because they told us they found out about all of this through one of their neighbors.
You know, you think about the golden rule and how you treat people. That's not how I would do business.
Caitlin McDonough bought this property in the Salt Creek neighborhood about 5 years ago. Last year, she purchased another home in the county, which means she's getting more than one tax bill.
I kind of noticed that those two property amounts, the property taxes were almost the same, even though this property is much, much smaller, square footage wise and the parcel size.
To her surprise, the difference between the two was about $500. She expected it to be more.
That's when I started going like line by line through the tax document. You can see back in 2021, 2022, and 2023.
She noticed she was paying hundreds of dollars to the Pueblo Conservancy District for this home. So she reached out to the county to find out why.
The lady working the desk there said that it had to do with our proximity to the river. And I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird because we're not really that close to the river.
Not only is this street about half a mile from the Arkansas River, it's also on a hill. After about 5 months, she got a letter in the mail from the Conservancy District saying they had incorrectly classified her home as being in a floodplain. She was only supposed to pay about $20 a year. Instead, she paid a few hundred. They refunded her nearly $900 for mischarging her the past 3 years.
For some reason, they capped it at 3 years. So they said they can only look back 3 years and they would only give us money back for the 3 years.
Does that seem reasonable to you?
No, absolutely not.
She got to talking with her other neighbors, and they all began to realize they were likely also put into this flood zone.
And I called my insurance agent, and he laughed, and he said, "You live on a hill." And I said, "I know." He said, "We would have been charging you if you were in a flood zone."
Nadine Triste lives across the street and has lived in this neighborhood for decades. She looked back and found she too was also paying the flood zone assessment. She says she still has not heard from the Conservancy District.
When you have a discrepancy that big, when it concerns a whole neighborhood, someone should have notified us that there might be an issue.
Triste went to a county commission meeting last week to talk about this. She says more than a dozen of her neighbors are impacted. The county told her they're aware of it.
No, it's not comforting when you've had so many people say we're working on it, but it's not something that we're just passing off.
We still don't have specific answers. Why? When? How much? When are they going to return it to us and make it right?
So we took those questions to Rick Kidd, the administrator of the Pueblo Conservancy District. Talked to some of these neighbors today. I gotta say, they're not too happy with the Water Conservancy District.
Well, I can understand that. I wouldn't be happy either. This is something that has happened fairly recently.
How many years has this been going on for this neighborhood?
We don't know for sure how long it's been going on for the neighborhood.
But you said it was just recently, right?
Well, we know that in 2013 and 2014 it was correctly assessed. We know that, we know that 3 years ago it had been moved up.
Have you reached out to these neighbors?
No, we received a listing from the first person, went through the county, and they sent it back to us and said that Caitlin had talked to these other people and there was questions about those too. So we researched that, and that just today I heard back from the engineer that that entire I don't know about that entire neighborhood, but that street is not being properly assessed. And that was an update that I received just this afternoon.
Okay, so if I'm someone watching this and I live in Pueblo County and I'm hearing that these people were paying, in some cases, hundreds extra dollars, how am I supposed to have the confidence that I've been properly taxed all of these years from the district?
Well, for one thing, it isn't a tax. It's a fee assessment. So it's not a tax. But the other is, we don't know what happened. We're trying to research that because it isn't right.
Another complaint that we've heard is that they feel that they should be getting interest because if they're late on their payments, interest is applied. So who's coming up with the amount that they'll be refunded and how far that refund goes back? Help me understand that.
We've just refunded the difference between what they were assessed and what they should have been assessed. We've just been figuring that difference.
Is that fair?
I don't have a response to that. I'm telling you what we have done.
If you were in their position, would you find that fair?
I don't know.
How come?
I would, if I was in that position, I'd feel grateful that somebody was trying to make it right.
How do you know that there possibly aren't more neighborhoods that have been impacted by this? And should there be an audit or something done?
That's why we're trying to get the information from the county.
Okay.
Because again, we haven't had any mapping. We hadn't known that there was a concern until this came up. And this area is well outside of the floodplain. And now we have asked the county for their maps and their basis of why they're doing that, or what happened and what changes are. We're trying to do the research to find out.
So, when could the neighbors in Salt Creek see the money refunded back to them?
We have a board meeting on the 27th or 28th, whatever that Wednesday is, and my goal is to have checks made ready for signature on that margin between what was assessed and what should have been assessed. Have those ready at the board meeting on the end of the month.
This past year, I paid a lot more than that.
Back in the neighborhood, they're all hoping to see a check in the mail in the near future.
It took them 5 months to correct hers, as long as it should take to correct ours.
Well,
Simple.
I'm hoping as soon as possible. I'd like to know by September.
So whether all these neighbors see their money a month from now or 5 months from now, we'll continue to stay on top of this and let you know what happens. In Pueblo County, Allison Zimmerman, News 5.